Hi, I'm Jen Gallacher, and this is a Jen's Cards video. Today we're going to create a Christmas card. This is part of my week-long blog event that shows you different ways to create Christmas cards. Today we're going to start with a red pattern paper from the A Perfect Christmas collection by Echo Park Paper, and I've pre-cut it to fit on the front of an A2 card base. I've pre-cut as much as possible so that we can quickly put this card together. Then to the top of this card base, I'm going to take a rectangle stitched die cut, which is from Echo Park, and you can see I have embossed it with a Snowflake embossing folder. This is also from Echo Park and Cartabella. All of the products listed in the video will be shown in the video description below or on the blog post that corresponds with this. I'm just going to center that in the middle of the card. We're working with some traditional colors today, but we're also going to add some different colors into this project. I have die cut a tag from this green plaid. This is from the same collection. You can see it has ornaments on the back, and this is a Echo Park die cut, to the top of which I've tied black ribbon. We're going to bring in some elements of black to this card, and we're going to offset the tag just a smidge. Then we're going to take a bunch of leaf die cuts. I have some in a silver shimmer cardstock from Cartabella, as well as in a lighter shade of green than the green that is shown here. I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. And typically I don't recommend doing your adhesive on top of your card, but if you're careful and you've been doing it for a while, then I would be less concerned. You just don't want to get adhesive anywhere on the card. You can also use a glue pen for smaller detailed things. You can see I'm only adding adhesive to the broader parts of the leaves. And then I always try and do at least 2 large leaf clusters. That creates a little bit more thickness there. And then we'll bring in the shimmer cardstock. Now the shimmer cardstock from Cartabella comes in several different shades. For the Christmas cards, I would suggest getting the gold shimmer and the silver shimmer, but they also have reds and different colors that would look amazing on a card. And so they just catch the light a little bit, and they just look a little bit more sparkly, which I love. So I'll pull this down a little bit further than the others. And then I've taken a Santa stamp outline from Echo Park, and I've colored it in with Copic markers. I will list the colors in the video description. But to get the beard, one thing I want to point out is I used a very, very light blue. You could use a light gray as well. But when I'm coloring on white, I want to create some shadow. So you can see a little bit of color there. And I have cut him out. I fussy cut him out. And we're going to place him on the right side of this tag. Now he's going to hold the sentiment in a banner, and the first thing I did was I cut the banner from white cardstock and red cardstock. This is the red cardstock, and this will be the first part of the banner. And his hands are going to hold it. I'm going to move him over actually I'm going to move the tag over just a little bit because I don't want the banner going all the way off the card. Okay, so we'll hold it in his hands. Now for the centerpiece, what we're going to do is we're going to cut down the white one, and I'm going to use the guides here. I'm going to start at the top here and cut straight down. Same thing, flip it over, start at the cut. And what that does is that creates a centerpiece, so it looks like the banner is being held onto the red banner. So it's a little bit layered. Now to stamp on this, what I have done is I have placed the clear block on top of the die cut. You can see the die cut behind, and then I've curved it so that when I stamp it, the sentiment follows the curve. And because it's a photopolymer stamp, a clear acrylic stamp, it's easy to do that with. Now the black ink that I use the most is Tuxedo Black from Memento. It's fast drying, it's a nice solid black, and it stamps well with everything. It's also the color I use when I'm coloring with Copic markers. So before you place it down, make sure you've centered the sentiment. It has the curve that you want, and then firmly press. Don't rock, just firmly press. If you rock, what happens is any outline on that stamp then stamps onto your piece. So this is what it looks like. You can see I've curved it. Now I'm going to set this aside because that one is drying and I have one that is already done. And then for fun, rather than just place this flat on the banner, we're going to use some pop dots to just pop that right off the top of the first banner that we stamped, or rather die cut. So it creates just a little bit of dimension. I want to show you the stamp set that I used for the sentiment. It has all these different items. It's called the We Wish You a Merry Christmas set, and it has a coordinating die set so you can fussy cut. So if you like the elements on this, you can find them in the product description below. This Santa is from a different stamp set. Now to finish off the stamp card, I want to add some enamel dots. And I'm actually going to add black. That's kind of an unusual color, but it brings in just a different kind of color to the card. And then I'll just add some more down here at the bottom. And we're kind of creating this little visual triangle that goes across the card like this. So here you have a card that uses both die cutting, embossing, and stamping, as well as coloring to create a fabulous Christmas card. If you like this card, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel now and visit jengallacher.com for the rest of the cards featured in this week's blog.